Time. Leisure time. Did you ever stop to think how much leisure time you really have? Some of us put our leisure time to good use. And some of us, Ken Michaels, for example, spend most of our leisure time just moping.
Moping? He thinks I'm moping. Well, who wouldn't mope? There's nothing to do, nobody's around. You know how it is. I went down to the bowling alley, went over to the drugstore. None of the gang was there. All my friends are busy, so what's for me to do?
Do you suppose Ken has more leisure time than his friends do?
Huh? Well, no, I don't have more time. We all spend about the same amount of time in school, and the rest is leisure time. I've got nothing to do but wait for supper. My friends have more things to do. They're lucky.
Ken's pretty lucky, too.
Listen to that. All right, I'll bite. Why am I lucky?
Because you have so much leisure time. Time in which you can do things you enjoy. Time in which you don't have to work.
Like this, huh? Is that good?
Let me show you a few things. Suppose you had lived 100 years ago. What would you have been like? Take a look.
Where? Oh, is that me? Is that what I would have looked like 100 years ago?
Well, perhaps. But now, well, let's look back 100 years again and see someone else.
Who? Hey, that's my dad.
Young man, you get off that bed and get to work. After you clean out the stable, you can build some new steps for the back porch. While I work 72 hours a week, no son of mine is going to loaf.
72 hours?
12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Tomorrow morning, young men, you're going out to get a regular job. You can work too, and earn your keep.
Not so good, Ken? Well, let's try another picture. Say about 50 years ago.
Oh, hello, son. Well, say, I've got some new pictures for the stereoscope. We'll look at them tonight. Don't forget about your chores. Have them all done by the time I'm through work. And keep the wood box full.
Boy, how long will you work, Dad?
Why, 10 hours. 10 hours a day, every day except Sunday.
60 hours a week? Boy.
Well, Ken, let's take a look at your father's time as it really is today.
Hi, Dad. You sure don't work as long hours as they used to.
That's right, Ken. It's a wonderful thing to be able to do so much work in so little time. This 40-hour week suits me fine. And some people even work shorter hours nowadays. But by the way, Ken, how'd you like to play a quick round of golf before supper? I think we can work it in. And then later I'd like to shellac that new bookcase I'm making.
Well, Ken?
Yes, Dad does enjoy his leisure time. And to think that a few years ago, people didn't have nearly so much time to themselves.
Yes, we've gained a lot of leisure time in the last century or so. All of us.
Wait a minute. All of us? Mother should hear you say that. She's always complaining that she doesn't have enough time.
Well, let's see about that. Can you picture your mother as she might have been 50 years ago?
I guess so.
Why, that's hard work. It takes so much time, too. But that's woman's lot in life. Scrub clothes.
Yeah. Yep, mm-hmm. And yeah, okay, yep. And see, yeah, okay, yep. Yeah, okay, yep, alright. I didn't miss out much today. Miss anything. Hi everyone, I am a VTuber. Fuck. Charis Euphranor. First and last philosopher
What's for
VTuber.
desert unlabeled canned food?
Last librarian of Alexandria. Desperately unemployed. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I know that's right. Should I add, like, in my tagline also, like, just bordering homelessness? No, I shouldn't do that, because it's like, because I think that's like, we're all homeless in this economy. This shit is unaffordable. Anyways, forget I said all of that. Hi everyone, streaming today. I know I streamed like 3 days ago or something, and I said I'm gonna get a schedule up soon, and then it's like Wednesday and there's no schedule.
Damn, it's been a while since you have had done an intro.
You don't need to add any of those. Philosopher already
You don't
means
need to add those. Philosopher already means poor and borderline homeless.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Everyone, desert unlabeled. No, I had, like, I'll have you know, I made, or I seared, like, salmon fillet for dinner, and like an omelet. That's what my dinner was. It was salmon fillet and
Hi,
like
everyone.
an omelet. It was pretty good. I haven't. Hold on. I haven't checked the Discord in like a week. Do you think I should do that now? You guys think I should do that now? It's like a rhetorical question. I'm doing it right now. Salmon in this economy, it's like it was a buy two get one free, so I kind of was like, I have to get it now. Plus, I really like salmon.
I went to work today. Apparently ribeyes for lunch tomorrow.
Ribeyes for lunch. Boozy. Okay, Owl just asked what is love like 3 minutes ago. What's my answer to that? Quick. I mean, I did like a whole month. I did a whole month in February/March dedicated to answering the question. Have my thoughts evolved now? I don't know. I don't think they have much. I think. I would probably say that love, if you have to ask, then there is perhaps more love, more loving you can do. So rather than try to think of it as something that you need to figure out before. I'm like adjusting my setup. Rather than thinking of it as something like, oh, I gotta understand it and then I can engage with it. Think in the other way around. Like in the same way you don't have to understand how gravitational forces work for you to, you know, walk around on the street, like on planet Earth. In the same way that you don't have to understand the physics of a ball to throw and catch it, I don't think you need to have a solid conceptualization of what love is to love and to be loved. And I think love is such a human, it's such a core part of humanity that it's not something you rationalize, it's something it is something you feel and something you do. It is. So that's what my answer to the question will be right now. I don't know, in a few months maybe it'll be different. Went to handle the 180 kg of ribeye that arrived earlier today. 180? God damn. Ooh. Post the image of two blobs kissing. I like to like put. It has to be the meme though. It can't be like, or the template. It's got to be like two characters that would never do that, and that's what makes them. 350 to 400 person canteen. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but it's just like comprehending like 180 kilograms of ribeye is crazy. It's in my head, I can't visualize it. You know what, like at some point it just stops being real. Not like it, but you know, like you cannot comprehend anything past, like, you know how in your head you can't beyond like 7 or 8 things, right? You no longer can just know how many things are in front of you and you have to start counting. So you go from like almost like immediate lightning quick like reaction to something in front of you to like, okay, now you gotta go from your subconscious to like a conscious higher level thinking when there's like 8 or more items. That's if I have to think of like meat, anything above like 5 kilograms is probably like that realm for me already. Post 5, it's just a number. It's not like how much meat there is or like food, how much food there is. To me, it's just like, that's just a number to me. It doesn't make any sense. 180 is like a third of a cow. A cow is 300, like, so like, sorry, a cow is like 600 kilograms? 600? Like half a cow? A cow is 400 kilograms? Holy shit. I didn't know they were that heavy. They looked kind of like, you know. Like I know the whole thing where it's like, they look kind of docile, but if a cow like falls over, like it tips over and just sits on you, you could die. Like I know that thing. I know that little tidbit of trivia, but not enough to really conceptualize what it means. Just enough to like know to stay away from cows too. Like I was staying away from all animals in general. It's just like now I have a justifiable reason for staying away from them. Cows are fucking huge. They and bison are quite literally tanks. I've never like encountered a bison, I think, in real life. I've seen cows in real life, yeah, but not like a bison. No, it's a lie. I have. I think it's up to 4 kilograms. You can't comprehend more than 2. Well, I can't like I can't imagine how much they would weigh, because in my head I'm like, if I were to like imagine having the bravery to like, you know, extend my arm out to pick one up, I wouldn't think like this is a 4 kg weight. You know what I mean? And like once it's 2 or 3, I don't think like that's 2 or 3 chickens. I think that's that's multiple chickens, and I don't want to deal with that. I need to call like my local chicken expert to deal with this. I'm not dealing with this. Have you never been chased by a cow as a child? No, I've never fucked with them. So I like I've seen them obviously. And like up close, I've walked next to them, like, you know, in like a pathway, like a field, or, you know, like I have encountered cows of different kinds. I've never fucked with one. I've never been like, I'm gonna poke it with a stick and see what happens. So no, I've not been chased. I didn't even know they could give chase, I suppose. I don't know. Anyways, I love steak. Love salmon as well. Love salmon, give me a virtual bite. Here you go. Actually made some for like... I actually have some leftovers for tomorrow, but you can't have that. We feed you all the gritty livestock facts and send them to a farm. Alright. No, fuck you. Don't do that, please. Kira has something interesting to say in the Interesting Things channel about the ratio stream the other day. This might be the PDF you were looking for. Applying Socrates' quote, awareness of ignorance. Interesting, it might be. I'll look into that in a bit. Thank you, Kira, if you're probably not who you are, then thank you. What the fuck are you guys posting? Zero finished their first final yesterday. Cool, congratulations, congratulations. It is exam season, huh? I guess that's why my concurrent is low. I've participated in and lost many Guess That Pig's weight contests. Still don't understand weight. It's fucking weird, isn't it? That like, you know, you look at that and then it's like that can't be that heavy, and they go like, this motherfucker is 200 kilograms. What? Ow! Like, I know there's like a mass and density thing. Like, I know I did enough physics to know. Is that even physics? I think that's like physics, right? I did enough physics to know what the fuck, like, just because something is big or small doesn't necessarily mean how much it weighs. Like, there might be a correlation, but density is a thing, etc., etc. Anyways, I've never been good at those either. What's in media? Oh, it's a bunch of character bull posts from HSR because I did an HSR stream. Fair enough, that's what's there. Has chat ever guessed your weight? I've like given you my weight, haven't I not? Oh shit, if I haven't, then I'm not going to like that again. Do that. Okay, sorry. I went on the art channel. That's it. That's like the last thing I'm checking. I went to the art channel. And so FCF posted art, because FCF posts art sometimes that's like of me, but sometimes just like a lot of times just art that like they made in general. And I'm not like, I don't mind it, by the way. If you do that, feel free to post your own art that's not me. Do the art channel if you want. You can do that. You have free will, I guess. But then I saw like a nudity tag, and I was like, for a second, I had a bit of a jump scare. I thought, oh fuck, what? Should I be looking at this? I clicked on it, it's like, okay, it's not me. It's like their general art. Never mind. Crisis averted. Okay, that's me. That's enough of me like checking. That's enough of me on the Discord. That's enough Discord for like a week. I don't know. Anyways, I don't think any of you could... Okay, I think it wouldn't be interesting to guess my weight, because my weight is probably whatever the average is for like a 60-year-old, you know, because I'm 60, I've given you that much. And you can't go that far off. I'm very like... I've told you guys roughly like my build, which is to say there's not a lot of that. But I don't think I've talked about weight. No, I don't mind it. Like, I'm not insecure about my weight. I think I used to be, maybe like for a while. I used to, when I was a lot younger, I think my weight and my body shape swung a lot between like really skinny and then not really skinny, but like skinny and chubby and skinny and chubby and skinny and chubby. So I kind of like, or rather like, so at that point in my life, I was probably a bit insecure about it, but then nowadays even if I was over or underweight, and I don't mean like, you know, by the absurd, insane beauty standards of overweight and underweight, I mean like just like for health and safety reasons, but I guess for both actually is what I mean, right? I'm very average, but even if I wasn't, I'm like 60, you know, like at this point, I'm at the stage of my life where I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. But so long as I know I'm healthy and, or no, I don't have to be healthy. I don't have to be a health nut. I don't have to, you know, spend millions of dollars on vitamins and syringes to try to reverse my aging. Like, I'm just accepting the fact that I'm old. That's okay. People age, things age, time passes, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And with my age comes, you know, different bodily changes that I've been able to accept. So, you know, not a big deal.
Hello _cheer heart : _cheer heart.
Hi Victor. Hello. Guessing you're 1/5 of a cow. How heavy is a cow? It's like what? 400 kilograms. So what's 1/5 of 400? That's like 80 kg. I guess that's like close. I haven't weighed myself, but I'm a bit under that, I think. I don't remember. I haven't weighed myself in like a year. So this might be outdated information, but I think I'm a bit lighter than 80. I don't know. Does it matter? Okay, the thing with that is like, I just don't feel comfortable with everyone in chat like slowly building up a profile of like my identity and features, because it's just kind of like, you know, like I don't mind you knowing all of these things individually, but you knowing all of these things and then combining it is when I'm kind of like, I don't know. If I'm comfortable with you knowing that much about me. You don't have to know that much. Let's keep this professional, okay? I'm a VTuber. You are the VTuber viewer, and like that's all that needs to be, okay? But yeah, I'm not. I do think it's interesting to think about weight, in the sense that I think there's a lot of understandably speaking, insecurity about it when it comes to you know, just people, especially in a like toxic, hostile environment like the internet, and especially if you're a VTuber, and it's because if you're a VTuber, you are more likely than average to have body dysmorphia or some level of discomfort with your overall, like, your outward appearance. And then you combine all of that with the fact that there are very many, I think more female VTubers than male VTubers who experience this, you know, I don't want to say discrimination. Is it? I guess it is, but also like all this shit already in life. So what I'm trying to say is, like, it may sound like an innocuous question, and it probably is, but I am taking it to like the logical extreme of the significance of the topic, because I yap a lot, I guess. I miss streaming the past 2 days. I was a bit let me tell you something, okay? I was like trying to record. I'm launching on Super now, by the way. I was trying to record the Myth of Sisyphus stream, like the reading of Myth of Sisyphus. Oh my god. I'm gonna get through this and then I'll talk about this. And then I'll talk about it. Hold on. How do I... Give me a second. Okay. Let's continue. Anyways, as I was saying, I was gonna stream Monday. No, I wasn't gonna stream Monday. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, I was going to, or I did record something on Monday. I was trying to record the Myth of Sisyphus reading. I got maybe 25% of the way through the reading. It was about an hour. And then I was like, I'm way too tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. And that's what I did. I went to sleep. Do they just fucking like do that shit, by the way? Do they like fucking list like the date and time, exact time of your time zone? It's fucked up that they do that. It's fucked up, man. Right, whatever. Christmas once again. It's like May, isn't it? I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm not doing a Christmas thing. I'm not doing a Christmas job in May. Okay. Scrooge is like messaging me again, whatever. Colorful fiesta. Hola, a large family will soon arrive at an old familiar house to celebrate together. Unfortunately, the place was neglected for a while and isn't in the best shape. Could you help us put it in order again? Oh, and since there's not much time left, could you also help us with decorating? It's a joyous occasion after all. Pesos. Okay. Yeah, okay. Save them for July? The Christmas jobs? No. How would I do a Christmas job in July? Anyways, the Myth of Sisyphus stream is like, or the Myth of Sisyphus video is like being done. It's just gonna take a long ass fucking time because my ass can't find the time to sit down and record all of it without immediately falling asleep to my own like reading. You know, I kind of like get everyone's. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. No, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Cleaning. Yeah, there we are. So I get everyone's why everyone sleeps to these streams, because that like I think I finally felt it. When I'm streaming, there's this sort of like adrenaline in me. I get really tired, but I don't get sleepy. I just get tired because I'm like, I've got to fucking, in my head I'm like locking in. And if I can't lock in anymore, I'm just like, I'm going to collapse immediately. Goodbye. But then when I'm by myself and just reading, I'm not locking in the full adrenaline energy. So what ends up happening is like I slowly drift in and out, and then like I blink a little too long, and then I go, oh fuck, all right, never mind. That's the sign for me to stop. That's why I'm probably gonna. I'm. You know what? I'm kind of low key feeling it right now as well. It's been a busy few days, weeks, months, life in general, honestly. So you'll have to forgive me for not having the consistency. You know what? I'm gonna, instead of just saying that, you know what I'm gonna do in Charis Euphranor fashion? I'm gonna complain about it. I'm gonna like, instead of going like, hey guys, sorry, I can't stream. I know you're supposed to have a good schedule and like consistent shit as a VTuber and as a streamer, but I don't have one. I'm so sorry. You know what? Instead of like apologizing like it's my fucking fault, I'm gonna spend the next like 2 hours complaining about it because it's not my fault. You don't dispose that? Okay, whatever. That's what I'm gonna do, okay? Frankly, I'm fucking sick. I think there's like something about not streaming, but content creation that a lot of people don't talk about that much. I feel like we should talk about it a little bit more, not like a lot more, just like a little bit more, right? For content creation, it's the fact that like it's not just an effort, and it's not just like how much you want to do it, and it's not just like you gotta put in the work, you gotta put in the hours, you gotta take what's ours. I got Samoan in my veins. How the hell does the rest of the song go? You know the one. You know the one. You know what I'm talking about. You know. Anyways, it's not just how much work you want to put in, how much effort you want to put in. It's also like you gotta be able to afford having the time and the opportunity and the equipment to do it. You know, not just VTubing, just like streaming in general. Because you can like be willing to spend X amount of time doing this thing, expecting no results and no payoff and no, you know, no viewers and no bitches and no money, etc., etc. Like you can do that. But when you like, when so much of the advice, like I feel like so much of the advice is also like, you have to be in like an economical situation where you can afford to, instead of picking up a second job to like stay afloat in this fucking cost of like living crisis, like you have to be able to afford to not have to spend all of your extra time working like multiple jobs just to stay afloat, you know? And frankly, we don't talk about that in VTubing and content creation is like by
Hey
far,
all,
in my opinion,
how's
the most
it
important
going?
thing. Hi Zero. I saw that you're done with one of your exams. Congratulations. Good luck with the rest. How do I put this? Maybe like this. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Good, good, good.
Love House Flipper.
Me too, Lloyd. Me too. I love House Flipper as well. I don't play it enough. I play it like... I last played it once like a month ago. I didn't even realize because in my head I'm just like... I think about the House Flipper streams a lot. Not a lot, but I think about them more than other streams. Because House Flipper streams are just like... I get to absentmindedly just go around like cleaning things and like sorting things and putting them together, and they just talk for 4 hours, and it's just the difference is like I don't feel like I know it's a talking stream and it feels like a talking stream, but I don't feel the pressure of like I need to have like chat engagement. I gotta have like I gotta like respond to every message ever. Like I don't feel any pressure to do that. I feel like I could just talk about some bullshit. And because when I'm on, because if I'm doing like chatting, right? If I'm on the chatting screen, and your guys' like awful, terrible opinions are on there or in full display, and it's like, so I feel like there's a part of me that's like I have to make sure. Or not make sure, but I have to like encourage this to look not as bad as it does. And also, frankly, my chat screen just looks bad because I haven't had the time to sort and fix it yet at the moment. Sorry, I just gotta like, okay, there we go, perfect. Is that perfect? Where do I put this shit again? Where do I put this pillow? Like here? I don't know. I'll put it here. Yes. I don't know where else I'd put it. Does it belong in this room? Man, I don't know. Remove trash, 85%. What's left? That's what's left. Okay. What was I talking about? I was saying something. I was talking about talking. That's what I was doing. But what specifically about talking was I talking about? I was talking about... Oh yeah, how I can do this. I can afford to have... sorry. Like, very little conversational flow. Because most of the stream is just... I'm sorting furniture, and that's it. That's the whole stream. That gives me a sense of comfort. It's good. That's why I like these streams, yeah. And I do them. I do them. I wanted to say I do them often. So when I do, or when I'm not doing a house flipper stream, it's not because I don't want to do a house flipper stream. It's because I'm like, I can't keep doing house flipper streams. Otherwise, people are gonna get sick of it. So I gotta like space it out well. Space it out enough, I guess. It was probably not supposed to. Is it? I guess it can be. Yeah. I mean, it gets. Why is it green? It's just their house, man. Can't. Yeah, this is kind of... Oh. I don't know. Yeah, but like, I don't know what to... whatever. Okay, we gotta start selling their shit. We're selling the pillows. Oh, I didn't know. We can't sell that. Okay, we're just selling all of this? Oh, I didn't know we were just selling all of this. Okay. That makes my job a little easier. Ceiling lamp line. Boop. Where's the other one? There it is. The Grinch explode. It's gone. We're taking care of it. Okay. I didn't make this, by the way. Someone else. This is not my house. This is someone else's house, and we're cleaning it up. Okay. My house looks worse. Sorry, one room at a time. Let's focus on the living room first. Clean dirt 51%. Oh dear. Where? Where's the dirt? You like the green? I was just wondering. I mean, evidently, I guess they didn't like it, so they asked me to get rid of it. Whoever my contractors were. Regardless, yeah, like, I think there's a huge element of you kind of have to be able to afford setting time away to do stupid bullshit like stream house flipper instead of staying afloat in this fucking economy. And that, I think, is probably like the biggest filter. Fucking... Sorry. There we are. And not, you know, oh, are you funny? Are you talented? Do you have things to say? Do you have content in mind? Like, yeah, that's all important. But the most important thing is you have to be able to, like, afford the bullshit that you're... that is the current state of the world. To be able to not have to worry about it 24/7. Anyways, the reason why I bring this up, or I think about this, is, and I gotta be very careful with it, because I don't want to incur the wrath of, you know, not their wrath, but the like, I don't want to dox anyone, but I have like the reason why, like, this is one of the things I wanted to, I guess, that came to my mind that I wanted to talk about is like one of my former peers has turned to like content creation, and so I will see shit from him that's, you know, his content, and it's not, well, not the problem, but one of the things with this 51%, it's this room, not even the kitchen. Where in the hell am I looking at? That? Oh. I think that matches the floor, right? Okay. There we are. He's not another no. He's not a YouTuber, but like he does content online that's like, he claims to not do self-help stuff. Like a lot of his content is like, oh, I would never be a self-help guru, you know. I'm all about being real and whatever. And then all his content revolves around self-help topics. And like, you know, here's how you attain financial independence in your youth. Here's 10 things I wish I knew like 5 years ago. And then it's like, oh, I wish I could tell my younger self that you gotta just get on that grind set and you gotta chase your dreams, you gotta know it's possible. And then like, that's not advice that's helpful to anyone, because he's going on about, you know, how it's okay to live for yourself. It's okay to like, you know, maybe even like quit your job and abandon your income. And it's like, it's not if you have fucking bills to pay, and if you have rent to pay, and if you've got family to support, if you've got like any shit to, like, if you have educational debt, essentially, if you did not like it feels like it's like, I think he's like trying to brand it as advice for everyone, but it's like advice that only applies, and it's not even that, like, I don't even know if it applies to that. Like, it's advice that's only even relevant to like silver spoon people that have never once had to really struggle in their life. And I don't mean that in the way to like, I don't mean that in the sense of like, I'm trying to like invalidate their life experiences. I'm sure like his life experiences are interesting and fine, like in this house. It's just like he's speaking about, okay, I gotta try really hard not to be angry all the time. Not like, you know, angry, but I mean like, you know, just like on stream, even if it's a bit like, I want to be a little less rude. I say this as I immediately trash talk someone I know. I kind of know. Anyways. It's just shit like, okay, you know, it's not about having the perfect career and building it. It's about finding yourself and exploring what you want. And then it's like, and then he'll film like an expensive restaurant, and it's like, himself dining at an expensive restaurant. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, what are you trying to He might be a drop shipper. No, he's not. Like, at least they're not like Andrew Tate pilled. At least he's not Though he does have some nice things to say about him and his strategy at least, but whatever. Content is tone deaf, kind of like Casey Neistat or Gary Vee. I don't know about much about... Wait, actually, hold on. Isn't Neistat like kind of... He just does like vlogs? I haven't watched him at all, but one of my friends watches him, I think. Or watched him like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Who knows, right? I know Gary Vee's like kind of problematic. I know that. Is he just tone deaf though? Tone deaf are both of those examples of tone deafness? Because I think you're right in like, yeah, I think it's tone deaf. I think that's my thing with it. Is like it just feels very, and my problem with it being tone deaf is like, it contradicts the core of what is the intention was, because the intent is to be helpful and relatable and down to earth and like, you know, encouraging and inspiring, but it actually does the opposite to me. Like I feel like it's doing the it's doing exactly not that. I don't know. Does that make sense? Am I buying fucking flower petals? Are you serious? I'm putting them outside, right? Am I putting them inside? No, I'm putting this shit inside. Where do I put this? Like here? Why would I do that? I fucking did it. Alright, whatever. I'm not gonna question their choices, am I? No, I'm not. Fuck it, whatever, you do what you want. I don't know why you want fucking petals. I'm trying so hard not to say anything terribly negative. Yeah, because if I say he's a fucking idiot, then it's like, it's kinda... like, I don't really think that. I'm just angry. Like, I'm just angry, I'm bitter, and honestly, I'm just jealous. Like, frankly speaking, I'm a hater because I'm jealous. This is envy. It's a terrible character's trait. It's irresponsible for me to air out my frustrations just like in a way that is inflammatory and incendiary. And I don't want to promote anything hateful, but at the same time, I've got like a lot of hate in my soul, okay? Like I'm not saying I'm gonna dump it all out on the stream because I can do that, but it's also like, I guess it is my stream. I get to do what I want. Gary Vee advocates that anyone can make money on the internet, even though he had a safety net from his family's wine business. Motherfucker had a family-owned wine business? Okay, yeah, all right. That makes sense. Yeah, like the whole pull yourself up by the bootstraps thing is just not real. Like, it's not fucking real. Obviously, I'm not saying discount all effort and, like, you know, the rock isn't rolling down the hill. I'm not going like, you are 5 pennies, you are 2 pennies on a Fortune 500 balance sheet. Get it twisted. Everything in your life is predetermined. It doesn't matter your effort, your level of education. All that matters is who you know and what you were born with. Like, that's not what I'm saying necessarily. Although, you know, I find it something that's not too difficult to sympathize with. But like I think, okay, here's the thing. I think it's important to take action and to take control of your life. That is very important. A lot of people give up, and that sucks. Like, like they blame it on things like, you know, that are real issues, such as income inequality, inequity of opportunity, general societal infrastructural problems that hinder you know, disproportionately hinder some people instead of others due to things out of their control, such as the conditions of their birth, etc., etc. Like, that's all real, but there's people that use those as reasons and excuses to not work on themselves and to not put any effort into anything. And that, I think, is the, you know, that is detrimental to your spirit. So, yes, the boring but honest philosophical answer to this He's like, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit like it's like you can never be fully in control of everything. You have no control over most things, in fact. But you do have control over some things, such as the way you deal with the situations you are put in and how you emotionally respond to that. That's all within, maybe if not control fully, but at least some level of influence as you journey towards self-mastery. And it's important to recognize that, you know, that it's not one or the other. But the conservative man with the company-funded billionaire told me it was possible. Yeah, they did, didn't they? It's disingenuous. And I don't like it. It's not like, but it's not like I hate the people who do it though. Because I don't hate like I jokingly like I hate this fucking guy, you know, I'll say that, but I don't actually mean it. Like I don't actually hate people, at least if their intentions are like are not malicious. Like they're not actually trying to scam people, then I have no hatred for you, or I shouldn't have any hatred for you. But at the same time, it's like, I think it's just naivety and short-sightedness, which I wish to help improve, but I'm not going to be like, it's now in my new dictatorship, under my new dictatorship, no, it is illegal to be stupid. Like, it's not gonna be illegal to be stupid. I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna like point and laugh, but I'm also gonna be like, okay, here's how we deal with that, and here's how I can help you. But in life, the more lasting is the pain, and the absence of bad is good, and the absence of good is neutral, and yada yada. I already forgot the fatalism stuff. It's fucking, stop reading that shit, man. Stop reading that. You know it's bad. You know it's bad for you. You're not bad for you, but you know, like, you know you shouldn't be reading that antinatalist stuff too much. Self-help shit is such a good grift though, seems like you get so much money. You have no idea how much I've morally struggled with that. Because on the one hand, like, this is evil, or it's like, it's pretty evil. On the other hand, I have a philosophy degree. Like, what better candidate is there than me to do like a stream on Marcus Aurelius' meditations and go like, here's 5 ways to turn into like, to become unstoppable, you know? And then the fucking thumbnail is like a giga chat. It's like how to overcome any struggle, philosophy practical philosophy for your life. And then it's just like regurgitating.
OMG, cleaning up Doritos is one of the chores you have to do in House Flipper?
Is it? No, this is actually something I did. I'm not even cleaning this shit up. I laid this down because that's what they asked me to do. Also, hi Hannah, welcome. At Pumpkin. That time of year, huh? Okay. We should put this outside. I'm gonna put this outside.
Hi 3.
Your ass, they told me to. They told me to do that. They told me to buy leaves and put them here in the quarter. I think it's because it's like Halloween decoration, but still. I don't know. I disagree with it. But my opinion doesn't matter as usual. I had to put that indoors. I had to put that shit indoors. I don't know why they want me to do that. But whatever. It's funny though, it's such a good joke concept. Some people take it seriously, which is fun and interesting. I don't know, I might eventually do the Marcus Aurelius stream, but like maybe like you'll see when I do it. I have plans for many things and not enough time to execute on them as usual. I don't know, I might do an Marcus Aurelius meditation stream. Completely get the antinatalism argument, but I'm also selfish and I want babies. I don't care. Can you like state some of the more compelling arguments again for me? The idea that there's not enough resources for the on Earth people. But there are though. We're just not distributing it right. That's my counter argument, I suppose. Like my counter argument to the resource thing is like, it's not like there's not enough resource. If we fucking locked in, if I had total power over every individual on the planet right now, if I had total control over everyone's actions, world hunger would be solved in about like a few months, and then we would solve wealth inequality, and then like this shit would be pretty easy if I just had total dictatorship and control over every living person and their agency. What I'm trying to say is not that that's a good idea, although it wouldn't be the worst one. But what I'm trying to say is like there's enough resources to go around. At the rate we're burning through Earth's resources, contributing to climate change, it will ultimately make the world a worse place for our future offspring. Yeah, but that you're assuming like no change can occur ever, and you're assuming things will go this way forever, right? So, and if that's the case, yeah, I get it, but that's not true. So the conclusions follow from the premises, but I disagree with the premises. I disagree with the implicit premise that things can't change. They can. We just don't know how yet exactly. But that doesn't mean it can't. It's impossible. Yeah, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. My comment got automodded because I said the G word, like graduate. Did they does Autobot ban the word graduate in a VTuber chat? Oh, that'd be funny. Imagine I get banned for trying to say like talk about my postgraduate studies. Oh. Mappa bright hanging banner 150 cm. 3 of these. Okay. Please go. I guess it would go here. That's pretty good. Remember the resources argument that usually Earth's resources would run out in 100 years based on population. The solutions are usually eugenics or quote-unquote pragmatic. Yeah, like if it... Because it's not just the veracity of the argument. It's also like, why are you arguing? What are you arguing for, motherfucker? Like, people don't... We don't ask that enough. When we start talking about shit, or anything at all, right? What we need to do more of as a collective is like, ask people what their intentions are. Really. And I don't mean that like, what are your intentions with my daughter? Even though that is something I will ask in every Volcano Princess stream whenever Autumn talks to anyone. But like in general, it's like, okay, you're making some, you want to say that you want to talk about men's issues. Okay, but what's the reason? You know, what's the intent? What are you trying to do when you want to say that men in a specific study have it worse than women at one very particular niche, and the confines of what is defined as worse is very, you know, subject to counter argument. Like, what is the goal? Because I think, and they're kind
I
of
guess
just
we need
begging the
polling
question, you
underscore
know?
Cherikant.
And they're going like, "Oh no, I'm just begging the question. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just saying facts. You know, I'm just throwing stats out there." And it's like, okay, motherfucker, why? Why are you? What is your intention? We need to. I think we need to form like a culture or a habit of fucking questioning people's like intentions. We don't do that enough. And you can like lie, obviously. Like, what's stopping you people from lying? Nothing. Nothing's stopping people from lying. But just doing that and having that, like, instilling that like
Just got
attitude.
here. We're talking about men.
No, we're not
Smirking
talking about
face.
men. We're talking about like people who make bad faith arguments because to advance something, and who conceal their intentions, including anti-natalists. Environmental misanthropic ones think humans cause tremendous misery in nature. Genocide is also misery, so okay.
When
Listen,
PPL tried to argue eugenics, it sends me BC. I had to write a whole research paper on it, and PPL still like to go, well, what about dash, and it's horrible all the time.
they ruin. Yeah, I know, right? They ruined, these fucking people ruined what about for me. Like, I can never start a suggestion. Oh, not even a suggestion. I can't even like. Hold on, I gotta clean this as well. I can't even say anything that starts with, "Oh, but what about this?" or "Have you considered this?" Like, without immediately asking myself, "What am I doing?" Because the plague of whataboutism has fucking killed my ability to just seamlessly integrate into conversation without worrying too much about my choice of words. Fucking sucks. It's just so annoying because like the words are ruined for me. I can't use those words to begin a thought anymore. Fucked up. Wish men were real. You can't flip this on me, okay? You can't flip this on me. We live in a phallogocentric world, and if you don't know what that means that you didn't read the feminist literature I recommended in my feminist reading stream. And you know what that implies? That implies that you are not a real woman if you are not or otherwise, and therefore women aren't real. Checkmate. What am I supposed to do here? Look, sell the. Okay, I'm just gonna sell everything that. Shoop, 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 shoop. Shoop, shoop, shoop. Okay, shoop. Shoop. Oh, that's like everything. Okay. I also hate pointless arguments because why kids shouldn't get free lunches. An adult literally called me dumb for it. Yeah, well, here's the reason why kids shouldn't get free lunches is because they should be sent to the mines instead to work for their daily 2 slices of bread.
I'm not real. But I thought I think therefore I am.
Fuck, you got me there. That's really good. You were paying attention, I guess. Uh-oh. Here's my argument. If women are given the opportunity to abort pregnancies knowing their child has a disease that will cause them to die a premature death, is that also eugenics? It's a really good question, actually. That's a really good, like, question / argument. Like, if you know that a child has a disease that will cause premature death and, like, you know, constant suffering. Because I guess you can, like, extrapolate that into antinatalist arguments as well, although that you'll have to do the heavy work of, like, arguing essentially that the moment a child is born, it is 1000% suffering and nothing else. And I just don't think that's the human experience, right? I don't think you can guarantee that, at least, as the human. Oh, I'm gonna install some panels. How do I do that? Do some tiling. Is this the floor or the wall? This is the wall. Which part of it do I want the familiar wallpaper to be? This part? Oh, wow. This is very bold. Okay. Okay. And that's all? I fucked it up, I think. I think I fucked it up. Oh, yeah. Okay. Whatever. I think the answer to that is, like, if it is a disease we know, like, a doctor has confirmed exists and has declared in their professional judgment, or multiple doctors, I guess it would involve, in their professional judgment that, like, it is better to just abort the baby now, then I would just do what the doctor tells me. Because I think the extent of the suffering, the extent of the premature death, the disease, like the suffering that would be inflicted upon this poor, like, living being is so great, then I can see that. But how much suffering that is, I wouldn't know because I'm not a doctor. So what I would do is I would probably trust professional recommendation. My joke answer is, like, honestly, you should just kill a child up to the age of 5 if they've got a bad grade, because that means they're not going to get into a good college and their life is fucked anyways. Or just, like, we should, like, put down, never mind, I was gonna say something really bad out of context, so I'm not gonna say it, never mind, as if that wasn't enough. Isn't that what Buddhist philosophers always say? Like, life equals suffering? It is. But they don't use that to follow... They don't follow that up with antinatalist arguments, I think. They have the same premise, or not the same premise, but, like, it looks like the same premise, but I would argue that it's not the same premise. And it's a difficult thing to argue because you have to really get into the weeds of what type of Buddhism you're referring to specifically. And what I'm trying to say is there's a good amount of research you can do on that, yeah. If anyone wants to do Buddhist philosophy, then, like, you know, there's already there's a topic you can look into. No, but many people with chronic illnesses still live fulfilling lives and can contribute to society. Exactly. So what I'm saying is like, it can't just be a chronic illness.
Why not a kills child asterisk?
Because it can't just be like child's gonna have a certain condition that impedes their, you know, ability to do things. It's got to be like every waking moment they are suffering. And the same, like, to me, it's the same line of reasoning for, like, euthanasia. whether or not you should like it's okay to euthanize someone is like I think it has to be at a point where their suffering is so immense that if they were able to consent to, and we just have to these are some things we just have to assume, right? But we have to assume that if they were able to consent, they would consent to, you know, being put out of their misery. And I think that's a tricky thing. That's definitely a tricky thing. I don't have the perfect answer for that. Fuck. I don't know. What about the euthanasia? Oh. I read it in my head and I was like, I don't get it. And then I was like, I gotta read it out so I can tell you, sorry, Sneeze, I don't understand what you're saying.
LMAO, what about the youth in Asia though?
I read it out loud and I was just about to be like, I don't get it, and then I got it as I read it out loud. Oh. I love fitted carpets. They fit so easily. Shoot.
I forgot that classic joke _cheer LOL : _cheer LOL : _cheer LOL :
Okay,
_cheer
parrot,
LOL.
shut up. Thank you. I gotta lower parents' rates again, don't I? Okay, I will do as the command now. Document several months on researching Buddhism to understand this question. You didn't have to get permission from me. You could have done that out of your own volition, and I think it's best when you do it out of your own volition. Oh, this is like a whole ass bedroom. Where's the bed? Am I blind? Where's the bed? Pet bed? Dark colored desk? There it is. Bunk bed. There we are. Let's put that here. The lighting makes everything look terrible. This is the prequel, not the sequel. This is House Number 1, not 2, and 2 is already out. Has been out for a long time. And everything's at ultra low because otherwise I won't be able to stream this game. It is what it is. You'll get used to it. Remember that in the Logan Paul movie? The plot is that if you fail a standardized test, they kill you. What a visionary. What a like legendary, visionary, inspiring educational message. I wonder what Mr. Paul's up to right now. Because that's a lot of, that's really, it's an insightful piece of satire that really just illustrates the flaws in our current system. What am I doing again? That's what I'm doing. Yes. Dark colored desk. Oh, I got like a... what does it look like? It kind of looks like this. Like a little bit, right? Like there's a... I got a desk recently. But you know, I sure as shit wasn't gonna buy one. So as you may know, I don't stream on a desk because I can't afford one. This is the I talk about my homelessness, like my almost homelessness stream. Like, so you all know that I haven't been streaming on a desk because I can't afford one. I'm streaming on like a makeup table instead, so my posture's fucked. Right? But it is what it is. And one of the things that I've recently been blessed with is like in like the area in the library in which I live in, someone was promoting, or someone on the local like email like contact was giving away a free desk. They were like, hey, here's a free desk if anyone wants this. Obviously, in lightning speed I go, yes, I wanted this, please give me that desk, thank you. And like I have the desk now. Brought it back, lugged it through all the fucking library floors to get it to where my corner in the library is right now. Right here and now. And it's not like a desk. It doesn't look like a desk yet because it's just all the parts. It's like, it's an IKEA desk. And it's been like separated and dismantled. Some of the screws are in the desk and some of them are not. Hopefully it's all there. There's no box, no bag, no instruction manual. It's just a bunch of like parts. So now I have like a desk technically, but I haven't had the time to actually like set it up and like build it. How much is the desk and how do we buy one for you? You don't need to because I've got one now. I can't be judging your interior design choices right now, but why did you choose Dia de los Muertos? They literally asked me to do this. I didn't have any say. They wanted this part of the wall to be this. And not even the full part, just this part. I don't know why. I don't get it as well. It's not my fault. You guys are acting like it's my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault, okay? I always imagine Flossy Major using an old produce cardboard box as a desk. You're not too far off. I would use a cardboard box, but the last time I left a cardboard box hanging around the place, a fucking wasp decided to emerge from it or on it. I don't know how it came to be, but that caused the 5 hour, was it? No, it wasn't like 5. It was probably like 2-3 hour crisis, an ordeal where I almost died. I didn't, but I felt like I was almost dead. Glad you'll finally have proper back support now. Yeah, I think I would. My chair's still gonna be a little like noisy, but it's gonna be a chair at least. So I got my hand-me-down chair, I got my hand-me-down desk. I just gotta get like hand-me-down furniture and then we're all set. Desk building hand cam stream? Oh fuck. No, I couldn't do it. I think like that does sound like a really fun idea, but I'd have to like the whole desk takes up so much space that inevitably I would step into frame as I'm building it. And I don't want to, you know. I don't want you to know who I am. Fuck that. I don't want, you don't need to know who the fuck I am. The wardrobe. Like here? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I see that, yeah. Perfect, I think. No, it's not. Wait, is it? It's okay. We're right in the corner. Okay. Face mask and gloves? No, I think that's like... Nah, yeah, I'm not comfortable with that, no. But if it was like a smaller thing I was assembling, I would consider doing a face cam stream. It's just like, no, fuck that. Like a hand cam stream, but like, I'd have to still figure out how to do that. I don't know. Wear gorilla mask like Hachima. I also gotta like get a second camera, right? Because it's like, unless I put myself up as a PNG instead, because otherwise I can't do the facial tracking, which I guess I'll probably have to do for hand cam stream. What people do. And then I'll have to live with the constant anxiety as I'm streaming that like I'll accidentally knock the camera over and then like it'll somehow like not just like me, like not just my identity, but like it will probably like flip over and then like land in an angle that like just shows like a letter I received in the mail recently and my full like home address and like government name. Like, you know, like that's the type of anxiety I'm not gonna welcome into my life just yet. By playing out Super, you're contributing to the romanticizing of the predatory U.S. housing market and supporting homelessness. No. That's actually, you know what? That's actually the opposite of what I'm doing. Because I'm talking about how fucked up it is that I can't afford what I'm building right now. Like, I'm looking at this is so nice. Oh, like, okay, you guys are saying this is awful, but this is way better than some other shit. You know, someone could be living in. And you're saying like, what? Like, look at that. That's so nice. This costs how much money to rent again? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. How about building a desk could just be a YouTube video, just taking a picture of the progress with you out of the frame? Like, it could, but why? It could, but why the fuck would I make a video about building a desk that potentially might have missing parts to it, you know? Like, why would I do that?
It's gotta be both. You are literally wearing a mask in my PFP. It's like, it is a mask, but it's also kind of not. It's kind of like you know what it's like? It's like Dr. Ratio's alabaster head. It's kind of like supposed to be a bust / statue. The Dr. Ratio thing. So this shit is gonna set you back like a desk like this is gonna set you back like $150 or something. Hair like that? I don't know, like 80? Like in the current state of the economy? Can't afford buying a fucking desk. Pet bed with pattern cushion. Probably white wood. And we have a contrast of green with a pet bed, which we will place. Why the fuck is a pet bed supposed to exist here as well? I can put it here. Yeah, that works. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's fine. They're paying you how much to still build tortilla chips on the floor? $6,921. They're paying me 7 big ones to do that. That's what they're doing. What the fuck are you doing? I'm doing the fucking tasks. I'm doing my tasks, okay? I wasn't venting. Is it green? Because it's like, you know, it's like a nice contrast of the blue and the purple. Like a green here for the pet. So you know it's for the fucking family dog or whatever. Look. Gonna greet you when you walk in. Tedious. Make it black unless they request otherwise. I've been doing that for most things, but that's what makes the green pop out, you know? That's what makes it pop out. This is torture? This is a wonderful room. What are you guys talking about? Balls chandelier. You guys are overreacting. It's not that bad. You guys keep overreacting to my work. My interior design. I was like, okay. I was in my kitchen recently, like making food. And like, you know, I was playing music on my speaker. And I forgot what I was playing, but I was like singing along to it. I think it was just something in my Pentatonics playlist. Anyways, I was like singing along, right? Thought nothing of it. Was making food, and I'm sitting down as I'm eating my food, scrolling on my phone because I'm a terrible person. And I see this like targeted ad for was it like singing? Voice acting lessons. It was both. Or like not the same ad, but I saw like an ad for singing lessons. And you know, you get ads for everything, or I get ads for everything because it doesn't know what to serve me, because I try not to give it any information that it, you know, more than it can get through inevitable means. But this shit felt a little personal, because it was like, it wasn't just, you know, here's some singing lessons. It was like some guy in the video going like, I used to be...
Are the feds roasting you through targeted ads? I've never gotten one of those.
I think they are roasting me. I don't even know what they're doing exactly, but they were going like, there was a guy in the video.
It was personal. I sent it.
And he was like, I was a terrible singer. I couldn't hit any of the notes, and I was so bad, and people made fun of me. But through this like class, was it like a program? My singing actually improved, and now it's tolerable. And it's just like, what the fuck? What do you mean by, like, you know, your singing is just awful, and you went to a class and it became like it was like I had no musical talent or experience, but even I could sing well after these classes. It's like, what the fuck what do you mean by that? Why are you doing like this? And then, like, you know, that I was already kind of offended. And then the other day I was just talking to myself. I wasn't like,
even your FBI agent is bullying you.
like, I wasn't like, you know, doing a dramatic reading of anything. I suppose I'm just not, maybe it thought my cadence, because, okay, so is it weird? It's not weird. I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it again, right? But like sometimes I'll just talk to myself, or a lot of times I'll just talk to myself, where it's not like a coherent sentence or a coherent paragraph that begins and ends, of like where I go like, oh, I'm trying to verbalize my thoughts. Here is what they are, and it's like a journal, right? No. It's just in the middle of a thought, I'll say something that's related to the thought, but it's like if you were listening to my thoughts, it would flow naturally. If you weren't, like if you were just in the room or in my walls, I'm just quiet. And then all of a sudden I say something and it makes no sense where that's coming from. And then I don't say anything again. Or alternatively, I say something, it makes no sense to you. And then instead of like moving on to the next point in like a coherent, like a chain of thought or like a process or like an argument or like a monologue, I just repeat the same thing I said again like 3 or 4 times, slightly changing the tone or the cadence of like 1 or 2 of the words before going on to the next like part of my thoughts. Anyways, the point I'm trying to say is like, I was just talking to myself as usual. Or maybe not as usual. No, not as usual, pretty much. And then I'm on my phone and I get like voice acting classes for as ads. They're like, are you an amateur voice actor? Or do you want to be an amateur and a voice actor with, even though you have 0 experience in the industry and you think you can't do it or whatever? Well, sign up here for lessons by this industry professional. Like, I feel like it's trying so hard to sell me anything. But you know what would make me buy something? Okay, I'm quitting Discord right now. I am quitting Discord immediately before that continues to interrupt me. You heard that? No, you didn't. Shut up. Shut up. You didn't hear anything. Stop. Don't at me, okay, you fuckers. Stop adding me. Oh my god, I hate all of you. He's a streamer.
He's
He even
spying
talks to
on our
chat when
Discord
offline.
again, pensive face.
No, I'm not like I don't talk to chat offline because when I'm talking to you guys, I have to, and this is hard for me, right? Because I'm really relaxed and I tend not to do that when I'm relaxed. I have to form coherent sentences and thoughts, and I have to articulate my thoughts from beginning to end. But when I'm by myself, I don't do that. I don't articulate my thoughts from beginning to end. I articulate them like if it was like an essay that I have to do for chat, and I'm by myself, I'll do like paragraph 1, I'll do the intro paragraph, I'll do paragraph 2, I'll do paragraph 5, I'll do 1 line of the conclusion 4 times, and then maybe I'll go to like paragraph 3. And then I trail off to a different line of thought. Like that, you have to imagine it that way. That's literally how I talk to myself. Because I'm not talking to myself like verbally. I'm not verbally articulating every single part of my thought. It's just very specific parts of my thought where I think to myself, okay, I should practice. Like maybe subconsciously I'm doing this. I'm thinking like, oh, I should practice saying that. And then I say it like, 10, 15 times. And maybe that's why my like phone thinks like, my phone tries to serve me like voice acting classes ads because it thinks I'm practicing from a script, but I'm not practicing a script. I'm just saying shit multiple times. I don't know. You should react to the nap time spray commercial if an ad isn't this nervous. What is a nap time spray commercial? Spray commercial. What are you talking about? I googled it and now all I see is like Coco Melon. What do I see? Why do I see Coco Melon? It's sent in Discord. I'll check it out later, man. Okay. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'll check it out now. Why not? Why not? Why don't I check it out now? You're making me open up my Discord again. What the fuck are you doing, man? What am I doing, man? What the fuck am I doing? Somebody pinged me. Whoever it is, I'm killing you.
At Hannah Z, same for me and Chinese.
You're on death row 0. I'm putting your ass on death row, okay?
Mom, can I have a popsicle?
No, honey, you'll spoil your...
Hey parents, tired of those out-of-control kids? Throwing embarrassing tantrums wherever they go. At the grocery store,
Oh
on the
my
playground,
fucking
even at the
God.
dinner table. You've had it with parenting, but wait, there is a solution. Introducing Nap Time, the latest, most effective tool
Am I gonna get like... Am I gonna get like sharper eye struck from this, by the way? Hold on.
for child tantrum prevention. It's simple. Just douse a rag with our patented Sleepy Time formula, place it over your child's cry hole, press and hold gently for 8 to 12 seconds, and presto! No more tantrum.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's the solution. Lovely. They've got a product for everything, huh? They really do, huh? I was about to also say something really bad, but I was gonna. Oh, I don't really want to say it, but I really shouldn't say it. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna tell you what I wanted to say. Okay, what I wanted to say was like it's also the product's really good because, it's actually multi-function and multi-purpose. Like you can use it. Oh, I don't want to say it. Oh fuck! What I thought in my head, and it's terrible. I would never say this. So, but I would tell you what I would never say. I'm telling you what I would never say. What I would never say is the product that is multi-purpose and really useful because it also doubles as a tool for people who don't want to consent. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's fucked up. No, I would never say that. I would never. Who would say that? They would say such a terrible thing. I would never say that. I would never say that. That's a horrible thing. It's that's terrible. That's fucked up, man. Bob stuffed penguin. That's a little better. Oh my god. Everyone loves chloroforming women. I have something to say, but I don't know if I can censor enough for it to involve personal information that I want to share. Yeah, no, I can't say that. I'm gonna say something else. I'm gonna look at my list of things to say. Be right back. I gotta like move away from this as fast as possible. Fuck. Oh shit. Oh yeah. The voice acting, I took down a note because I was like, it's way too specific for it to like hurt me in that way.
So Cinder situation happened.
No. Yeah. Specifically, the ad was not just, oh, I got these lessons and I'm good. The ad was like, oh, my voice is so terrible, but I got this sweet gig because of, X, Y, and Z service. And I didn't even need to be a good voice actor, but I got hired to do voice work anyways. That's what I was annoyed by. Because it wasn't like, oh, you can become a good voice actor and you can do good voice acting. It was like, your voice acting can be just as shit as it is right now and you can still get work is what they were trying to say and all that. That was dumb. No. Got a list? I do have a list of stuff to talk about, like I've written down. Because frankly speaking, it's like I can't remember everything I want to talk about. I'm getting up there in age, right? I gotta make use of the tools around me to keep myself on track for things I want to talk about. Have I ever gone into picky eater discourse? I want to ask. Have I, like, because I don't remember what I feel like you guys remember what I've said more better than what I remember, because it's also because like I'm trying to think of what I've said on stream, and it's hard for me to separate exactly what I've said on stream and what I might have said to friends, what I might have talked about in real life with other people who are real versus what I talk about online. But have I ever gotten into picky eaters discourse? You don't need a list, just let your impulsive and intrusive thoughts free. Yeah, but like I don't need it, but I want it because it's like then I can remember what I want to say. Because I do want to talk about these things. I just don't remember sometimes when it's. Thing is that your diet consists of solely fries and chicken tenders when you eat out. That none of that sentence is true. Like there's no part of the sentence where that's true. There is no part like I don't I don't solely eat fries and chicken tenders. I don't think I have had both of them at the same time yet. Like I've had them separately but not together, I think. And I never eat out because that shit is expensive and I can't afford it. So no part of that sentence is. I think of being a picky eater is as a result of things like eating disorders. It's up to the picky eater themselves to make their own accommodations. But if you're just being picky, it's not like. But I don't think it counts as like you're being picky when you have a disorder. Because when you have a disorder, it's like. Because okay, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But my understanding of what makes it a disorder is that it is a condition that impacts directly your ability to maintain control of a certain aspect of your like life. That's what makes it a disorder, and that's what makes it something medically that needs to be medically or like, you know, professionally addressed, and not just, you know, something that's easily overcome, for example. Right? But at that point, it's not. I don't think you're a picky eater. In the same way, like I don't think someone with like depression is lazy and like not applying themselves and not pulling themselves up by the bootstraps, right? I just don't think it applies at all. I think it's an entirely different thing. So I feel like someone with an eating disorder is not a picky eater by definition. I get having comfort foods as an autistic person, but grow up. You don't even need to be autistic to have, like, you know, comfort food. You can have food that's like, yeah, this is good. It's comforting because I know this. Everyone has comfort food. Everyone's got, like, food from their own culture. Bringing that's like, this is food I'm used to. And, you know, it's like the ratatouille meme where you put it in your mouth and then, like, you're transported back to 10-year-old you. And your mom made, like, fresh ratatouille, right? Like everyone has something like that. And, you know, when you're rolling up to a restaurant or a chain or whatever, and you're ordering something, you've got, like, what's your McDonald's order? What's your whatever order? Like, you know, everyone's got, like, a thing they default to. And when you're a picky eater, it's not having preferences. Being a picky eater is like, you're like only going to eat certain things, or you are definitely going to avoid certain other things. Not for medical reasons, and not for, you know, reasons beyond your like ability to control. And even if they are, you know, it's like that can be worked on as well to some extent. But it's like, you know, you're going to a restaurant, you're ordering a steak, you eat the steak just fine, and then there's like one sprout of broccoli next to it, and you go, actually, I can't eat that. It's an icky food. And it's like, the sprout of broccoli, man. The sprout of broccoli. Come on. What the fuck? I'm not trying to like invalidate, you know, because maybe, I don't know your subjective mental state. Maybe your subjective mental state is like, it is the worst thing in the world. And I understand and sympathize to a degree, for example. Not preferring certain textures or certain like ways a food can be. But then it's like, you know, like you can easily find things that are different from that. Or even just the same food or the same fucking broccoli sprout, but cut up into smaller pieces. Or boiled in a lot of moisture so that it's like, it's not as dry. There's like many ways to alter the food stuff to one's liking, that just swearing off of a food, not for medical reasons, but literally just because it's kind of icky, like, you know, is, I don't know what to call it, because I don't want to impose like a moral judgment, but I do want to like cross my arms and shake my head a little. That's what I want to do. Is it being a picky eater if you just don't like a food that you've tried before? No. You can not like something that you've tried before. You're like, I've had this and I don't prefer it. It's like just preference to me, and that's okay. You're a picky eater if you're like, I will never eat it. Like, I would not. Or like if it's on your plate as part of a larger meal, you intentionally avoid it, not for medical reasons. If we went for the mercury, I just eat canned tuna every day. What do you mean by mercury? Can you like elaborate on that? Excuse me, I'm like mixing up my words. Can you like, because it's getting a little late for me. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Eat the same food every day because I'm efficient. Don't believe in scurvy. I don't do that because I fear social embarrassment and ostracization when I tell people I eat the same thing every day. And when I log on to youtube.com and I click go live and people go like, hey, is it chicken again? I have to be like, no, it's not. I had this and that. I seared some salmon today. I have to say that so you don't make fun of me if I have chicken every day. I'm kind of a picky eater. I hate a lot of common foods ingredients like nuts, bottom feeder, fishes, grilled or smoked foods. But like, okay, I gotta ask you this, right? If you are in a, like, I don't know, like a barbecue. If you're at like a restaurant or something, just any like public setting, right? And either you ordered something or like, let's say you ordered like a meal or a dish, or you came up to the barbecue stove and then like someone put some shit on your plate.
I felt guilty about food going into the trash, so I would ask to eat the untouched vegetables at Zero Striker.
I did that too, except I would eat the stuff that's touched, depending on to what extent it's touched. But like, you know, do you like eat what you enjoy eating and then scrape off what you don't like into the bin? Do you do that? What do you do? I hate squash and cucumber. I've had them prepared many different ways. Don't like them. Maybe you just don't like them then. But what do you... I think what matters isn't if you like the foods or not that makes you a picky eater. I don't think it's like your emotional reaction to it that makes you a picky. I think it's like how you handle it as a person that determines whether or not you're picky. Bitch has mercury. Okay. Alright. Fucking hate onions and garlic, but I'll tough it up if there's not family around. I mean, like, yeah, it's just like... You just tank it, right? That's my idea of it. That's my idea of, like, you know, not being... What... To me, what being... Not being a picky eater is, or being a non-picky eater, is, like, not the same as having no preferences or dislikes. Because I dislike certain foods as well. Like, I can't think of the top of my head what I don't like. Durian's one of the big ones. I've had durian before and I just don't like it. But if I have to like eat some durian, I'm not gonna, you know, I might not be like, this is my favorite thing, but I'm gonna just chew through it. And if I have to for whatever reason, I'll just tank it. You just tank it. You just tank it. Like, it's not that much psychic damage to you that you can't tank it. Like, you can tank it. I can tank it, you know? From what I understand, the strength of garlic depends on how you crush it. I crush it under, like, I usually, when I prepare stuff with garlic, I crush it under a knife. Like, I'll push the near end of the blade of the knife on the garlic, and then I'll like and I'll dice it up a bit. Younger me would starve if the food I didn't like was the only food available. You know what that is, kind of being a picky eater, but it's picky eater. But also it's like, that's the younger you, right? So you have like grown up from that since, and now if there are foods you don't like, you're still not gonna like it. But you're not gonna, you know, avoid it to the extent that's like that. Like that would lead to you, you know, literally starving yourself. Like that does, hopefully that doesn't happen to you now. In your hopefully adult life, right? I think I'm a picky eater because my mom eats whole anchovies out of the can like some sort of malicious seabird. Well, it's not like, I don't think it's a relative thing. I don't think it's like, oh, I'm more of a picky eater than someone else, or like less, or like, I think there's a very clear line drawn for me. The line that I draw for whether or not a person is a picky eater is if you're in a public setting, do you like, you don't like something, are you able to just tank it and just eat it? Like, because even if you don't like it, or do you have to be like, no, I gotta throw this away, even though it will cause like a lot of food waste? That I think is what matters. Because as a kid, if you're like 5 years old and you go, no, I don't want the broccoli, and then you like fucking throw the fucking baby plastic bowl away, I'm still gonna point at you and go, you shouldn't do that, but I'm not gonna be in shock, okay? Like, I'm not surprised that happened. But I would be surprised if you're like 25 and we're like out on a date. Not like you shut up. It's like, it's like, hold on, I mean, it's like, if you were out just to a restaurant somewhere and then we ordered something. Not we, I keep saying we. Why do I keep saying we? Like, you ordered something. I'm not there. I'm not there, okay? I'm just an omniscient force of
is
judgment.
Is not being able
and
to handle
observation.
spicy, white boy hot sauce level, food considered picky eating?
No, because that causes like pain, right? Like and like throwing like that they're not throwing up, but like that's causes like common sensational pain. That can be adjusted too, but like, you know. Can actually be dangerous for a significant number of the population. But like, you know, if you're going out and you're eating or ordering something and you didn't expect some type of food to be on the plate of food that you ordered, and you know it's too late, no takesy backsies, do you just tank it and eat it and go, oh, I don't really like, you know, maybe you don't even mention it, but like in your head at least you may think, oh, I don't really like anchovies, I don't really like cauliflower, I don't really like tomato, but then you kind of just like eat it anyways because you're like, you know, I ordered the food, I don't want to waste it, I'm just gonna eat it. And it's not like it was dangerously prepared and there was something wrong with the food or it was unhygienic or whatever. No problems with it at all. Like, do you just tank it? Just get fucking, like, you just eat it. I think that's when you are not a picky eater. That's when you are like a mature, like, adult person. And I think there's nothing wrong with being a child and being immature if you are a child.
We're talking
and you are
habanero
immature.
Reaper spicy. It's more like Tabasco spicy.
Like Tabasco spicy? Spice is different because spice is like there's a significant amount of pain that is attached to spice levels, even depending on the person, right? And this is something that over time you get more tolerant of, but you have to be exposed to it a lot, isn't it? Now I just make the food I like instead of starving myself. Okay, you can do that too, but it's like, again, what if you can't, right? In a situation when that happens. Funny because my brother was super picky growing up, but I was super adventurous, so now we're around the same level of adventure. He cried at the kitchen table and sat there for 2 hours because he didn't want to eat a green bean. He was 13. Yeah, I'd be like, you're fucking 13, dude. Tank the green bean. Like, not because, like, I think of you as a lesser person for being a picky eater. It's just, like, you kind of have to make compromises in your life if you want to be a part of society, you know? And this is just one of the many things that you have to, or this is, like, it's, like, transferable skills, okay? Like, if you can't just tank something that's that's not harmful, but just a little unpleasant to your personal subjective taste, because it can be. You're allowed to think it's kind of icky. You're allowed to look at green beans and vegetables, carrots, or whatever, literally whatever. You are allowed to look at those things and think that's kind of gross, or like think, you know, I don't like that. And if I'm cooking for myself, I'm probably not going to use those ingredients. You're totally allowed to do that. It's just if the situation arises, and you know, inevitably it does. That where it's served to you, it's been prepared for you now, and it's the option is between you eating it or you wasting it, like you creating unnecessary food waste. Because it's unnecessary because, again, it's perfectly fine and it's not going to cause you any harm. It's just going to be a bit unpleasant. Do you tank it or do you literally just throw it away? Because I think the responsible adult compromise is to just tank it and go like, oh well, whatever. When I was a kid, my dad would tell me that whatever food I didn't finish, he turned into a necklace and maybe wear it around. That's creative. I've never heard of that. I didn't even need the threat of anything to finish my food. Like when I was like a lot younger, like when I like back like maybe like 50 something years ago, right? It wasn't prompted by anything. Or maybe it was and I just subconsciously don't remember it, but I didn't waste any food Because in my head I was thinking like if I throw any food away into a bin, it's gonna like go into a dump, and they're gonna have to find like loose carrot in a dump. And that sucks, because then what if someone really likes carrot and then they can't find it anywhere, and they go to a dump and they find it there and they have to eat the carrot dump, the dump carrot. The landfill carrot. And I just thought like, yeah, like this is, if I throw this away, then like another kid's gonna starve is what I don't know why, like that's not exactly an equivalent, but I thought that. And that stopped me from wasting any food. Everyone will think less of you for being picky, but we'll eat your fucking veggies. I will eat someone's like veggies if they didn't eat them. Not to like prove a point or whatever. I don't think that's necessary. I don't have any pride in it. I have no stake in this. It's just like... just like, you know, it's perfectly good food that's being put to waste. And God knows, like... we are wasteful enough of our resources as is. Again, not that we don't have enough for the whole world, but it's just like we waste so much of it unnecessarily. Not for any reason other than the fact that I think waste is just something I'll try to avoid. Alcohol and spice tolerance difference are different because some cooking styles require extra spices that require it to be a little bit more spicy. You can argue that for like cocktail mixes, can't you? I think you could. How does one increase their alcohol tolerance? Do a philosophy degree. Oh. That's a surefire way. You just gotta like, yeah, that's what you gotta do. Oh. But yeah, the whole like picky eater thing is just, I can't comprehend logically any reason one would be a picky eater. In the same way, like I can't comprehend why, you know, you would be edgy and make like edgy jokes and say it's a little something called dark humor you wouldn't understand, like, and not be like 15 years old. Okay, let me rephrase, right? I think, what the fuck am I supposed to put? What even is this? It's a bedside cabinet? I guess here then? Okay, whatever. What's like an immature thing? I'm trying to think of an example. I'm trying to think of a way to compare this. I don't know, I just think it's part of growing up. Part of growing up is knowing what you like and don't like, your foods, right? Knowing what your preferences are. And, you know, because you're an adult and you can do that, obviously, when you cook your own food or prepare your own food, you can avoid the things you don't like and, you know, have more foods that you do enjoy. But when the situation arises where you are at a restaurant or you're at a friend's place and they have nothing else to serve, and it's just like, if essentially when the choice is between you just eating the thing you kind of don't like or wasting food, the option is never to waste food. And if you cannot tank that little bit of displeasure or like unpleasantness to avoid wasting food, I think you are emotionally underdeveloped in a very certain aspect of your life. And there is nothing inherently wrong, or you are not less like of a person from that. You are just immature. And the cure to immaturity is that, or this how one should overcome immaturity is to grow up. For better or for worse. I don't know. Like, I don't think you're evil for being a picky eater. No. But yeah. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Why does the pet need a bedside table? That's what I was thinking, and that's why I didn't give it a bedside table. I just put it next to the desk as well and acted as a secondary table. So here's the thing, like, I will sit here. Can I sit there? Why can't I sit in the chair? What the fuck? You know what? I'm gonna put this here. I can't sit in this. I was gonna sit on this. Okay, whatever. And pretend I'm sitting on this, right? This is my setup. My monitor goes here. My microphone here. Mouse here. Keyboard here. PC here, maybe, when I eventually get that motherfucker fixed. Jesus Christ. And then here, maybe I could put, like, my glass of water, or, like, you know, some of my notes, or my second or third monitor, etc., etc. Like, there's, like, many reasons you would want a bedside table here. So I think it works out. The food I hate is a non-perishable. Checkmate. I mean, fair enough, yeah. I think if the consequences of not eating the food is not wasting it, like, for example, if you didn't like something, it's kind of icky, and then you're with a friend who really likes the food and they will just eat it, and, you know, you have an agreement and established, like, you know, oh, you can have my beans. I don't really like beans. Then that's totally fine. You know, that's not... To me, at least, that's fine. I wouldn't judge you for that. But I would judge you if you went, like, I don't like beans, even though you got some, and then you just threw them away instead of eating them. And you're, like, 25 or something. Or you're like a whole ass adult, is what I'm trying to say. And you're doing that, I would judge you a little bit. I would think you kind of maybe want to consider... growing up. Where's the trash I'm supposed to remove? I don't see anything. Whatever. Where is it? Remove trash? Huh? Oh. The issue with drinking a can of alcohol is that it's a lot of liquid to drink at one time. Just go with some friends who have, you know, who are philosophy majors, who will drink a lot more than they can afford. Or who can drink a lot more than they can afford to buy. So it's a win-win for everyone. Just do that. Royal blue and white, how much each? Does it matter? I want to just do royal blue. I'm also broke, lol. Well, alcohol costs money, but so does everything. Everything costs money. Everything costs money, doesn't it? All this shit costs money. Isn't it weird that all this shit costs money? It costs so much fucking money, man. Everything costs so much money. Isn't it, like, so Isn't it kind of fucked up that, like, it's so expensive to live? To, like, exist and shit? Wild. Crazy. It's totally not something you think about as a philosophy major. Nope, not at all. Like, I'm not, like, not even to do anything. Not even on trips or whatever.
Existing
Not even,
is
like,
too expensive.
going...
I wish I was a houseplant.
Not even, like, going to Japan or whatever. No, no, like, just fucking breathing the air and, like, buying food from the grocery store. What the fuck, man? Why does it cost so damn much? Nah, go to the econ majors who can afford more than they can drink. Oh, I wish that were me. Anyways, I'm literally eating dino nuggies. Don't take my word seriously. You can have dino nuggies. It's just like, if you have it every meal, it's a little immature. But like, you know, what? Like, you know, anyways, yeah, the picky eater discourse is interesting to me because, like, you're not like a terrible person for being a picky eater. But also, I want to push back on the idea or the notion that's like, one can be free to do whatever with no judgment or consequence. No, I think there should be some judgment when a grown-ass adult will waste food because they don't like it, not because of any medical reasons. I want to push back on that. Economy so tank's gonna have to start bootlegging again. Like, you mean video games? Like, I gotta start bootlegging video games? Maybe. No one's gonna buy a Switch 2, not because the Switch 2 is particularly expensive, but because the cost of living is fucked up. And like, how can you afford to buy a Switch 2 when you gotta get, like, you gotta pay your electricity bills next month? Old-fashioned sink.
I am pretty sure certain amount of onion would make me puke out of sheer repulsion, so I'll ignore what he's saying.
You don't have to ignore it. You don't have to ignore it. Bootlegging as an illegal alcohol, but that too. Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Might have to, yeah. We're going back to the olden days.
This reminds me of the Reddit story where this girl got dumped because she told her picky eater boyfriend his safe food had tomato paste in it. Hi man, first time here, probably.
Hey, welcome. Welcome, Virtuoso. Nothing much to see here, nothing much to witness. But I hope you enjoy your time here. I'm talking about picky eaters and how weird it is to be a picky eater, but also like how much judgment I'm allowed to have against it and to what extent I could judge someone for being a picky eater. Dumped because your picky eater boyfriend's safe food had tomato paste in it. Is that like gonna kill you, man? Like, are you gonna die from the tomato paste? You could not like it. Like, you could not like it. I think it would be like if someone's like negative preferences were something you constantly forced
Aloha
down their
Virtuoso,
throat.
he's being preachy to us.
Like, I think that'd be That I think would be weird. Like if someone goes like, "Oh, I don't really like broccoli," and then I went like, "Okay, your next 10 meals should be broccoli now." That's weird on my part. Like that's weird on me. But if you know, we're going out and you go like, "Oh shit, you don't like you don't like broccoli, but the steak you ordered has broccoli in it." I just eat, yeah. Oh fuck. All right. Well, next time you know. He hated tomato paste, and so he ordered this one chili from this one restaurant 4 times a week. She asked for a recipe so she could make it at home for him to save money. Oh, I remember hearing about this. We're not hearing about it. I remember reading it. I'm actually gonna flip the entire house. I wish I could. In a fit of rage. As an act of protest against the housing market, but no, that's not what I'm doing. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how to deal with autism in my philosophical understanding of the world. I really don't yet get it fully. Because it's like, I get sensory stuff. I get like being overloaded with things and how unpleasant it can be. I understand it. I understand like not. But then I think that, and you know, like, is it going to be weird or inconsistent if I say I categorize certain things, like I would categorize that as like a disorder?
Most autistics would realize that if their safe food had tomato in it the whole time, maybe it isn't so bad.
Yeah. You know what it's like? It's like episode... It's like that episode with Chuck. From Better Call Saul. That's literally how I feel about it, I think. I feel like if the boyfriend in that like Reddit story is like Chuck insisting that he's got like an allergic reaction to electricity. That might be how I feel about it. I am not crazy. I knew he'd sort those numbers. 16. I forgot what the numbers are. One after Magna Carta, as if I could ever forget. Chuck is kind of autism coded too, but I'm not going to get into that. If you know what I'm talking about, then this translates perfectly. You know exactly how I feel. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, then the explanatory work still needs to be done. And I'm not sure how to explain it. So funny because like, how do you not know what your comfort food is made of? Well, I don't know what I don't know what most of my food's made out of. If you asked me what's in a McDonald's burger, I couldn't fucking tell you. Not just like, you know, the toppings and ingredients. I mean like literally what the patty is made of, where it's from. But I can still like eat it and enjoy it, I guess. And if you tell me it's actually like horse meat, I'll be like, you know what? Oh, maybe horse meat's not so bad after all. It's just like, you know, like...
Charis, have you been following NL Sopranos arch?
I have indeed. I don't watch, but I have not watched The Sopranos either, so I can't comment on his arc. I just know that it's funny to the people who watch it. I have been following, yes. I haven't put up a schedule yet, but how do you guys feel about me streaming Blueprints? Because I feel like it's been long enough that I'm not gonna get accusations of copying NL. And what he does, I've watched him play a little bit of Blueprints, and I had to stop myself from watching it because I was like, this looks like such a fun game. I want to play it myself. Or like, I might not stop myself from watching it, but I will look away from the screen so I don't get spoiled for the puzzles he's doing. It sounds so fun. I love the the gem box puzzles in Blueprints. I want to do those. I'm so obsessed with that. Anyways, streaming what? Blueprints. There's a game called Blueprints. Notable streamers who have played it include Northern Lion. You know, stream setup handle Expedition 33? No. One of my friends asked me to play it, and I was like, even if I could play it, I definitely wouldn't be able to stream. But I don't think I'd be able to play it either. My Marvel Rivals runs at like 10 FPS, so that's how bad it is. I'm stuck. Uh-oh. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Guys, I'm stuck. I can't move. Oh, fuck. How am I stuck in the bathroom? Oh my god, no. Oh my god. I'm stuck. Okay, alright. Okay. Yes, this is it. This is the rest of my life, huh? Stop with the step sibling comments. God damn it. What the hell was I talking about again? You know what, fuck it. At this point, I can focus on just the talking, and like I'm gonna stop. At this point, I can stop pretending like I was doing like a house flipper stream, because this is not a house flipper stream. This is like I'm just talking for a few hours stream. I can drop the charade. I can drop the charade and finally I think, yeah, maybe my final thoughts for now on the picky eater discourse is like, in the most extreme case, I think it's a disorder, but it's a disorder that can be overcome. I don't know how and through what means, but it can be overcome. I don't think you are doomed to be a picky eater forever. On the other end of that spectrum, where we assign a lot of responsibility, not like total, but a lot of responsibility to the person to essentially, you know, be able to expand and be tolerant of foods that might not be to their preference or liking, but that's fine. Like on that end of the spectrum, I would say we should not coddle people too much, because it's the reason why I think adults, or part of the growing up, part of the developing as a person, is to experience some form of hardship or another. And it's nice to want to idealize and fantasize about everyone living lives where there's no suffering and everything's good. But I feel, I hate to use the suffering builds character as an excuse to say that suffering is in any way justified. But you gotta stop coddling people, man. You gotta, like, get your feelings hurt. You do. But it's okay, because in getting your feelings hurt, you gotta know, like, you learn that that's not the end of the world, right? Like, that's one of the most important things, I think. You have to be insulted, you know, at some point in your life. You can't just be treated like royalty at every corner, at every turn. Like, at some point, you've got to face some level of hardship. And then you've got to be in a little bit of pain, not like too much, but just a little bit, so you know that that's okay. Like, that is fine and is a part of the human experience, you know? This is the you should take cold showers life advice talk. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. No, no, no. Becoming a self-help content creator. No, no, no. Related, you hear about the Kirsch thing? I don't know what that is, sorry. No idea. Perfect can absolutely be overcome, it's just more difficult than being stubborn, it's picky for no reason. Oh yeah, yeah. I think even if someone is purely just being stubborn and, you know, annoying and picky, I also don't think the solution is to just yell at them and go like, grow up, fucking, and if they're a man, go like grow a pair of balls or whatever. Like, you know, I don't think that's right. Like, I don't think that's the way we deal with that either. In either case, we shouldn't resort to like we shouldn't be name calling, we shouldn't be insulting, we shouldn't be humiliating them and like devaluing their existence, because that's how you get people to shrink further and further away from any notion of external assistance that might prove to be challenging to them, you know. Next stream will be about how seed oils are terrible. Are they terrible? I didn't know that. Like, what's a seed oil exactly? Like, is it like sesame oil? Like sunflower oil? I mean, a lot of things are like terrible. It has to be relative, I think, the terribleness of it. Cold shower is something I usually love after the fact. I've never enjoyed a cold shower in my life. Now, here's my thing. In line with the picky eater argument, right? I've never taken a cold shower in my life. Or, sorry, let me rephrase. I've never willingly taken a cold shower in my life. And I have never enjoyed a cold shower. I don't get it, and I don't think I ever will get it. I think it's purely unpleasant, and like, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna make me sick and I'm gonna die from it. It's just like, I hate it, you know, I just don't like the feeling, okay? So it's a purely subjective thing, it's an optional thing, and it makes me look a little, just a little bit mildly pathetic when I say that. But however, you know, at some point in my life, I had to shower somewhere where there wasn't any hot water, and in like the lodging area where we were, and it was either that or be stinky. And not just like stinky as in like, you know, oh, so you got a smell, but like unsanitary, right? Like, it's either take the cold shower or be unsanitary. And I hate cold showers, but I have no choice but to tank it, and so I did, and that's what makes me, like, in my opinion at least, that's what makes my approach not being like picky or not, but actually, like, you know, is a mature and rational thing to do. It's like, it's not necessarily liking everything and having no negative preferences, but it's being able to tank the stuff that you don't really like if necessary. And it's not always necessary. Like, I'm not going to torture myself every day with a cold shower to go like, I'm self-improving, I'm becoming a better person, I'm overcoming my weakness. Like, no, fuck that. Like, I don't have to it's not necessary for me to take a cold shower every day and wake up at 5 a.m. or whatever, just to say that I could do it, or just because some guy on Guru Talk told me to. But, you know, if you have to tank it, you have to tank it. Isn't seed oil shit like right-wing propaganda? It's a grift about how economic oils are secretly killing you. Fucking everything's secretly killing you. You know who's not secretly killing you? Like, insurance companies. You know who's not secretly killing you? Airplane companies, if you whistleblow on them about their unsafe, like, plane structures causing, you know, or caused by terrible manufacturing conditions, which result in like an extremely high risk of accidents and airplane disasters. They're not secretly killing you. They're doing it like very obviously. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. That bit did not land very well. It wasn't very smooth, was it? Like a cold shower after a hot shower though, like the last few minutes of a hot shower to cool down. What? That's kind of weird. I was at like speaking of like being poor and homeless, so back when I was in like Prague or and I was someplace really nice in Europe many eons ago, where they were known for saunas. There was like a hotel that specialized in sauna treatment and like hot tubs and stuff. Anyways, there was like a bit in there. There's a little section there where there was an ice bath, and I think I put like 1 foot in it and I yelped. After we came out, like, and because we were told, or I was told at least, that it's a thing people do there. Like it's part of the culture where they will go into like a sauna room that's, I don't know, like 80, 90 degrees Fahrenheit or some shit, like something really hot, right? I don't remember how hot exactly. They'll come out and then they'll jump into a cold ice bath. We did that. My friend jumped in and yelled so loudly his voice echoed and reverberated through the halls of the facility. So that we all everyone turned around to look at what was going on. I put 1 foot in and I yelped the same amount. Was it an eep or a yee? Let me remember. Let me try to remember. Well, I guess it wasn't a yelp. It was like it was a scream. I just went like, ah! And then like I quickly, my social anxiety and embarrassment quickly overcame my like shock, but it was already too late. Spent decades trying to teach kids that unsaturated fats and omega-3 rich foods are good for your heart, only for Joe Organ to flip the narrative. I like Joe Organ there. Education is an eternal like work. It's never like over. It's not just like, oh, we spent this much time doing it, finally the project is complete. The project is never fucking complete. It's not like we're building a bridge. It's not like you're building a fucking bridge where it's like, okay, after like about 10 years it should be done by now, right? Joe Oregon's kind of funny though. Please say Joe Oregon from now. Can I say Joe Oregon from now on? It's funny. Losing auras in a sauna is crazy work. No, but I gained it back because I was like the last person to leave like the hottest room. Like we went in, like it was a few people that went in, right? And then like I was the last person remaining in that room, even amidst the locals who supposedly were much more used to it than we were. I toughed that shit out. I can tank heat a lot better than I can tank cold. Once jumped into a ground pool during winter, triggers the feeling like you're dying, makes you forget everything. Yeah, but like, I don't want to trick my mind into thinking I'm dying. I don't want to do that to myself. I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to be tricked into thinking I'm dying for something that is not me dying. Because if I was dying, then I'm dying. Sorry, I don't know where this is going, but like I don't deserve it. I'm a little too like I'm too good for that, okay? Oof, I'm got cold thinking about that cold bath again. Anyways, I think that hotel was near the... It's not the same one, but it's near another hotel where they filmed Casino Royale. So if you're like a tourist in this economy, but if you're in Europe and you want to know what I was referring to, because I'm not there anymore. It's not like you could dox me for because I'm not there anymore and I haven't been there in years. It was a hotel that was near
Hey gamers.
or in this in the surrounding area of the hotel where they filmed Casino Royale. They're different hotels, but yeah, I think nearby. Hey, sexy man. I'm just about to end stream, actually. I'll end stream in a little bit. I'll end stream in a little bit. But I'm stuck in the bathroom now. I can't do anything. I've accepted my fate. Was it Blue Lagoon in Iceland? Yeah, something similar there? I don't think it was Iceland. It wasn't Iceland. It was Karlovy Vary, I think. It was Karlovy Vary. Does he end stream? Watch him go for another hour. I actually have to like go probably soon. 3 hours. Maybe I'll do like I don't know. I'll just stream. No, because like you have to understand, like I also have to finish the fucking Myth of Sisyphus video, which requires like a very strong, concentrated sit down effort where I read for an extended amount of time. Like, do you not want the 4-hour audio reading? Do you not want that? It's gonna be like 4 hours. It's imagine like reading a reading stream, except without all the breaks, without all the without the fucking going out for water, without the sudden break in flow, without the part 1, 2, and 3. Like it's just a consistent reading of a like 80-page long text. I'm getting that done, okay? I need to get that shit done. But I don't know if I'll stream on Friday or Saturday. Or Friday, but I'll definitely stream on Saturday, I think. I want to stream Blueprints in the weekend. Only if it's split into 2 parts. No, it's like one whole chunk. It's 4 hours. It's a 4-hour reading of a long ass essay. You can split it in how many parts you want to split it into. I'm gonna do it as one whole thing. But anyways, I'm gonna stream in the weekend. I think that's gonna be my next stream. I'm gonna play Blueprints. I really want to play it. I don't think I've bought the game yet, but I think I can afford to. Yeah. It's a puzzle game. I'm gonna look forward to it. Gotta write an essay. You can if you want, but you don't have to. The optimal ideal scenario is you are so compelled by it that you feel like you want to write an essay just because, not for any reason, like an internal motivation in you, you know? That's the best stuff. That's how you know it like hits you. I read a poem today. Sorry, completely unrelated to what I just said, which is like we're gonna stream puzzle game Blueprints on like the weekends, like as the next stream probably. But completely sort of unrelated. I read a poem today by Caroline Duffy, I think it was like, I think the poem title is Mrs. Tilsh's Class or something. Mrs. Tilsh's Classroom? I think Class. It was a really good poem. Like, I really enjoyed reading that. I really enjoyed reading that poem. It definitely brought me back to the youth that I once had that I no longer have because I'm 60 years old. But it was a fantastic poem. I thought it was really well done. And like, you know, this isn't like, I have a master's degree, so like I'm not like I'm done going to school is what I'm trying to say, right? But I felt compelled almost like after reading the poem, I was like, I want to write like an essay. I want to like I almost, it was like a part of me, like the examination that my brain immediately started jumping to, that made me go like, okay, here's what we should write, here's how we deal with the stylistic features of the text. But like, it was really just because I read it and I was like, this is so good, holy shit, I love this. I don't know, I'm only recently getting back into poetry, so. By any chance did you read Fire Next Time by James Baldwin? No, I didn't. I didn't do like English in university. I did fucking philosophy. We don't get to read poetry in philosophy. Oh, is it not philosophy? Is it not poetry? Never mind. The non-fiction book by James Baldwin containing 2 essays, My Dungeon Shook, Letter to My Nephew on the 100th anniversary of the Amendment. Down at the Cross, Letter from Marie. No, I've not. No, I haven't. One of the best parts about like me doing these streams is like, I will not no, so like inevitably just by the sheer volume and varied background of the people that come in here to talk about things, like I'll say one thing I enjoyed and then there's gonna be 10 suggestions for something else. I'm never gonna run out of things to like think about. When I go like, when I think like, oh, I like this poem and I talk about this one poem, like so many different responses for like, you should try read it, you should read this, you should look at this, you should take it, you should check this out, come out, and they all seem interesting. And I guess the suffering from success part is like, I don't have the time to do all. Wish I did though. Wish I did. I did. But it's nice because it's like, I feel like I've had put up such a strong filter that anyone who watches me is probably somewhat capable of giving me an interesting literary recommendation. Or not anyone, but like a good amount of people are. And that pushes me in a direction that's like healthy, because now I'm like letting the text, I'm you know, I'm encouraging myself into the direction for which I preach, which is to let the text impress itself upon your soul. I think it's important. I think it's good. I feel like if I didn't start streaming and talking about things in general, but also maybe sometimes some more academic and like slightly more intellectual stuff, I would devolve very quickly. I think if I didn't actively portray myself in a certain way, I would degrade very quickly into being a fucking degenerate. would probably be doing things less meaningful, be thinking about little things a little less. I can see how this affects people who don't try to stimulate their brain constantly, though, where they feed very quickly into a loop and forget how it was like to act like a human before the explosion of a YouTube chat saying poggers and other things that are a bit more mind-numbing. Oh, did I tell you about, like... Did I talk about how my, like, one of my grandkids recently got into the fucking Italian brain rot, and then I have to deal with that now? Like, I hate that. I have to deal with that now. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to fucking... Like, isn't it annoying enough that my adult friends, like, send me the fucking shark in blue sneakers? Now I gotta deal with my fucking grandkids doing the same shit. Like, fucking what has the world come to? What has... It's weird. Like, there's it's almost like the internet culture has caused people from different age groups to sort of have a homogenized culture. And so you'll have the severely mentally developed children parroting and echoing things, the dumbass bullshittery, or the generic uninteresting things that adults are saying as well. So it's not like a certain kind of stupidity that's the result of you being, like, I don't know, 10 years old, but like it's just, it's a collectivized idiocy that's been spread across age groups. It's so weird. When was the last time me was so huge that both old and young people referenced it? So what I'm saying is, like, I don't have much to back this up at the moment, so it's like a concurrent observation. Please feel free to add to this or pay attention to it in your daily life as you go about it. But like, I'm starting to see this merging in the old and younger people, in the anyone who's online, basically, no matter, like, from, like, I don't know, 10, youngest is probably 8 maybe, who have unsupervised internet access, probably younger than that, actually, thinking about the iPad kids. But you go from, like, you know, fucking 6-year-olds to 36-year-olds who are, you know, should be in very, very different stages, like maybe 26, you're not 36. You know what, maybe I have too much faith in humanity. But like, these wildly different stages of life across this gap in age, united, maybe not united, but suffering from the same homogenous, like, culture, internet culture. And I say suffering because it's like none of the good things and all the terrible things. Like, it's just, it's, I don't know, man. It's fucking weird to think about. And in theory, it should be a good thing, right? In theory, oh, that means that the older and younger generations are able to talk to each other more because they've got more in common, because what they have in common is through the digital age, right? But I kind of missed having that, like, maybe I'm old, maybe I'm just old-fashioned, I'm 60 years old. I kind of missed having that separation. Like, remember when you were in school, like, it felt like the people a year older were in a different realm completely, and they were so much more wiser and mature and, like, smarter, and the people in, like, the year below you are fucking kids and they're dumb and they don't know anything, and there's like this huge gulf, and then like you obviously were the only smart one and reasonable one. No one else was, or just smart and reasonable enough to figure out what the adults are talking, but also young enough and hip enough to be in touch with the times. You were the exclusively only you, and all the people your age were in tune with the world. You know what I mean? Now it feels different. Now it feels like everyone's sort of talking about the same things, but not really getting what we're talking about. No. Missing the LAN parties? God, I do miss the LAN parties. I do. Oh, the Minecraft LAN parties were so good. I'll be 26 next year. Please don't let me in Ohio Skivity. Well, not every adult at that age does that, or like engages with the Instagram reels, but like too many. That reminds you a bit of the NL short form content rant, or one of the rants he made where he talked about how people who are 30 who are addicted to their phones is a fucking problem. Like, if you're 20 and you're addicted to your phone, it's like, well, you're 20. Of course you're on your phone. What the fuck else would you be on? But if you're like 30, if you're like 30 something, you're in a whole ass adult, you've got a kid, you're like, you know, you've got a kid to take care of, you're watching them in their soccer game, and then you're on your phone on Instagram reels. That's like, is that something you should be judged for? I don't know if you should. I don't know. I feel like I would judge a person like I've seen this phenomena happen. I've seen adults, like teachers and office workers, use impact memes or reference the barrel roll meme. Yeah, but they're kind of like, you know, by the time they're referencing it or using it, it's already out of date and it's not cool anymore. But this feels like we're all way too much on the same. Not like we, because I'm 60. I'm not in this. I'm just making an observation, but like all the people in these age brackets, they're all laughing at the same thing, but not because that thing is itself really, really humorous and really universally appealing, just because it's the biggest thing and unavoidable on the internet.
I think people of all ages to learn to live in the moment, not on their phones all the time.
Absolutely, yeah, but like the thing is, how much time can we allow them to learn that by themselves before it becomes a problem, right? Because if it's a fucking 15-year-old teenager on their phone all the time, yeah, you're gonna be like, put the damn phone away, but you're not gonna judge them. You're not gonna be like, you're an exceptionally worse person among your peers, even, because, you know, all the fucking 15-year-old kids are on their phones. It's a bit more, maybe not all of them and that are there and that's why it's okay, but more like this is the age where they succumb to their hedonism a little bit, and then by the time you graduate college, it's like or university, you put that away, right? You grow the fuck up and you don't just blindly indulge in the hedonism all the time, because you learn that there are more responsibilities in life. But that shit you have to learn. Like, it's not like you're born out of the womb like that. You give people time, right? But at what point can you, like, do you just kind of have to stop being tolerant and patient of people and instead go like, this is a fucking problem. This 36-year-old mom who's trying to pick their kid up from school, who is scrolling through TikTok like constantly with their eyes glazed on the screen and not actually processing any of the information that's in there, except for the immediate instant dopamine hits that come from using the same 5 or 10 shitty pop songs, like copyrighted pop songs, over like mediocre generic dance movement and or lip syncing and or straight up misinformation. I don't know. I'm old. I'm getting a little old. Guys, I'm getting old, guys.
I'm way too like I'm way too much shaking my fists to the clouds. Maybe that's why I should install like TikTok again. I should go on Instagram Reels and start scrolling. You know what? I should do that. Get in touch with the culture of the youth again. No one's getting younger, if it's any consolation. Yeah, but it feels like no one's getting older either. It feels like time's at a standstill. No one's growing the fuck up. Everyone's just stuck with Tung Tung Sahar or whatever the fucking coffee mug is. Part of the stupid bullshit. What's the most recent stupid bullshit people are talking about? Whatever that is. It's concerning. It's so concerning. Never had LAN parties. Is sneakily playing Club Penguin on the same server with your classmates in third grade computer class close enough equivalent? Sure it is, I guess. But like, there's a certain freedom in the LAN party that's like, this is after school. This is like, we've got our own time. We can do anything we want. And all the times you spent hyping up the gaming session with the friend group in the school has finally been realized in your own free time, which which you rarely get outside of school, because school is there's so much structured school time and in the educational curriculum that doesn't really allow you to breathe. This is what happens when you don't get your chocolate pudding. I have fucking lemon cheesecake in the fridge, like a small little pot of lemon cheesecake that expires like today. I gotta go eat that and then like retire for the day. And then tomorrow I gotta record a bit more of the. Ooh.
Shocked. Oh, how jealous I am, RN.
Indeed you shall be. It's really good. It's okay. It's kind of good. Key lime pie is better than lemon cheesecake. I was at a social event and then like I was asked what my favorite cake was, and then without hesitation, and they were asking the question around too, so I was overhearing the answer for different people. And then the question got to me, and without hesitation I said cheesecake, and then like the people asking the question were like, "Ooh, that's bougie!" Like, "Ooh, it's kind of bougie," and they were looking at me like I had money. And I didn't know how to break it to them. That's like, it's my favorite because I couldn't have it a lot, but when I did, it was really nice. But I don't have it a lot because it's expensive. But that's what makes it my favorite. Because if I can have it all the time, then if it's not like scarce, or if something's scarce, you learn to cherish it a little bit more. Lemon cheesecake's so easy to make and not expensive. Exactly. So like my fondest memories of lemon cheesecake aren't even like the expensive ones you get at the fucking Starbucks. It's actually like making them at home, right? I remember my job was to like crush up the biscuits into the layer on the bottom. That was fun. Ran out of Blu-ray lemon biscuits now. No more sweets. Aw. Dang. And with that, that's my cue. I'm gonna go get cheesecake, guys. Have fun, everyone. Without me or with me, I don't know. I'll come back in the weekend to play Blueprints. I don't know if it'll be Friday or Saturday exactly. It depends on how like exhausted I am by the time I'm done with the Myth of Sisyphus video, or if I even get that done before then. But I'm probably gonna play Blueprints. I look forward to it. I hope it runs well. I hope it works because I want to plan my whole weekend.
Go enjoy that cheesecake, Cherry.
I want to like do that for the whole weekend, so if it doesn't work on day one, it's but hopefully it should be fine. Yeah. Alright, have fun, everyone. Good one on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometime in the weekend, Blueprints.
And then maybe next week we'll finally, after like a month or 2 or 3, I'll finally have a schedule again. It'll be great. Damn, this thing is still not going well, is it? This fucking transition screen is still so rough. I was hoping I could get my PC fixed by the time, like, my anniversary rolls around next month, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if that'll be possible.